Hey guys, Peter Chen here, recording another 500 Zoom video. I'm uploading every week, so if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe. On table 1, we get ace-queen in the small blind. So we raise, big blind calls. On this flop, I'm going to start with a small bet. And we take it down. On table 2, we get pocket eights under the gun. Table 2, we have ace-queen in the big blind. Button opens, small blind 3-bets. We can 4-bet this hand. I don't know if I want to be 4-betting it every time. I'm not sure. But I think I will be 4-betting this quite a bit. On the flop, I think I can either check or bet small. So I check this time, facing a bet. It's pretty close. I'm going to call one and fold the river if I face another bet. Getting check 2, now I have pretty much the worst hand I can have, so going to put in all the money. Unfortunately, I get called pretty light by eights. Those are the kinds of hands I'm targeting a fold from. On table 2, opening the small blind with Jack 9 offsuit. On table 2, cutoff opens. I'm going to be defending the big blind with 9-6 suited. Flop pretty well. Once it goes check check, I think I can either bet this or check. I want to do a lot of checking on this turn though. So I check, face a bet, and I don't think I ever raise with this hand. Just always going to be calling. We hit a flush on the river. Unfortunately, it goes check check, and we don't win anymore. On table 1, opening the button with King 4 suited. So we get called. I'm going to be doing a lot of checking on this flop. On the turn, it's pretty close, I think. I can bet, I can check. think I'm going to be betting. And we get a fold. On table 2, I open cutoff with king 8 suited. Flop will want to be checking a lot, but my hand is pretty good for a bet. I think it's fine to go big size sometimes. So go for almost pot size bet. On table 2, I'm going to flat pocket 2s against this open. We get 3-bet. I think I can either fold or call. I'm just going to call. On table 1, opening under the gun with Queen Jack offsuit. So now with the heart in my hand, I'm not going to be folding. If I had 2s without the heart, maybe I could fold. And now I'll be folding the turn. On table 1, I defended the big blind with Jack 10 offsuit, flop top pair. Going to be calling this. On table 2, opening queens from under the gun. I don't think I'll be calling again with the jack. Maybe this fold is a little too tight. On table 2, I'm going to be 4-betting queens. So we flop a set. I think this is a good spot for me to be going for a very small bet. On table 1, opening hijack with Jack 8 suited. On table 1, I'm going to squeeze with ace queen off. I'm going to go pretty big. I feel like ace queen is a hand where I want to be raising small, but then there's not much else I want to raise small with. On table 1, defending big blind with 10-9 offsuit. We have the backdoor straight, two backdoor straight draws, backdoor flush. I think I want to be calling this a bit more. None of my draws are super nutted. We hit a pretty nice draw, 9. Should be strong enough to value bet for a small size here. Don't think I'll be getting called by much if I go too much bigger. On table 2, defending big blind with Jack 9. And folding to the flop. This seems pretty close to call the raise now. I'm pretty sure I just have a bluff catcher. Not sure which cards I want to have in my hands as blockers. So just gonna flip a coin and call this time. And nice to run into a bluff. He raised Jack 10, if you guys didn't see it. On table 1, I could call this, I could raise this. I'm going to raise it this time. And facing the 4-bet, I think all options are reasonable here. So I'm going to call. On table 2, I opened, got called. Never going to bet this flop from the cutoff. With my pair, I'm going to call once. I can see this hand maybe being a raise some of the time, but not very often. We hit a straight on table 2. It's a good hand, but I don't think I want to be betting big that often. When all the draws hit with the 5, I could consider turning my hand into a bluff. I do think I have a bunch of like ace-king type hands that I want to be betting here. I'm not making that much better fold. Like, I don't see him folding pocket 10s or something. Now I'm pretty close to the bottom of my range, so I'm just going to fold to the bet. So table 1, 3 betting aces, cutoff versus hijack. So on table one, I'm going to defend sevens. Could 3-bet this sometimes. The 8-7 suited here also could 3-bet, could call. And I'm gonna call with the sevens on the flop. I don't think I'm ever raising, never folding. And I think on the turn now I can fold. 8-7, going to defend my gut shot. We're three ways, so this hand isn't as strong as it normally is. But I still think it's a call on the flop. And now when I'm check two, I'm going to be betting. On table one, I open, get called, flop goes check, check. I think this hand I can bet at a small frequency. And now with 8 high, I'm gonna have to be betting this. Not a great hand to run into. Bit surprised that he didn't raise, but I guess I can have King 10 and Queen 10 all the time. On table one, I open 9-8 suited under the gun, get 3-bet, going to be calling. And on table two, 3-betting jacks from the big blind. So with the 9-8, I could bet, I could check. I'm going to be checking this time. And with the jacks, I'm going to be betting. Maybe I could bet bigger. I think I'll just go for half pot. And we face pot size bet with our 9. Going to be calling once. Don't think I can fold yet. And with the jacks now, I think a shove makes sense. The 3 is really just a blank. Neither of us should have 5-7. On table two, opening small blind with ace-3. And on table one, opening cutoff with ace-king off. So on table two, I'm going to do a lot of checking here. And I'm going to keep checking with my ace high. And I will check one more time. Hope to win at showdown against the king high. Seems pretty close, but I'm going to fold to this bet. On table one, going to be calling this sometimes, raising sometimes. On table two, defending big blind with 10-9 offsuit. We flop a lot of draws. I could raise this, could call. Going to call this time. And now when it goes check, check, this is a really great card for me. I have all the sevens, I have all the flushes. So I think it's good to go pretty big. I just don't have a lot of bluffs. Table one, defending big blind with king two. And folding to the flop bet. We get called pretty light by pocket sixes. Pocket sixes with the flush blocker. Should be a fine call. On table one, 3-betting small blind versus cutoff with king queen. And on table two, 3-betting with ace jack off, small blind versus cutoff. Calling big blind on table two against cutoff open with 4-3. So goes check check on the flop. Now we have a double gut shot. Going to be betting big. On table one, I 3-bet aces from the small blind against under the gun. Table one, opening with ace queen offsuit. On table two, we get a limp here. I think king six is pretty close to limp as well. Getting great odds in the small blind. Interesting to see this shove here. On table two, opening queen 10 suited. We get called by the button. On this flop, we could do some betting. Mostly checking though, especially with this type of hand. And I'll be calling a bet. Now we pick up some more outs on the turn. On table one, defending big blind with king queen against under the gun. And now I think I'm going to check and call a bet. So the king queen on table one could raise this, could call. Going to call this time. And fold on the turn when we don't improve. On table two, small blind opens, going to call big blind with 6-5 off. Not a great flop for me. I think I want to be betting not that often here, so I don't want to be taking this type of hand. I don't want to be picking this type of hand for a bet yet, but I'm sure if I keep getting checked too, I'm going to put in a bet at some time with 6 high. And just folding to a bet now. On table one, we 3-bet ace jack, offsuit, cutoff versus hijack, pretty much bottom of range. On table two, we have pocket fours. All options are okay. I think I want to be calling. Small blind comes along too. On table one, opening the button with ace-8 offsuit. So we go 4 ways with our pocket fours. We have the 4-4 in our, I don't know what this is called, the badge as well. So that's extremely unlucky. If you're Chinese, the number 4 sounds like the word for death. On table one, we defended big blind versus small blind with ace-3 suited. I could be betting this flop as well, could be checking. We pick up a flush draw on the turn. I think still in the same position. We could bet, we could check. I think I'll go for one street of value and if I pick up my flush on the river, I'll be winning a lot more. So on table one, this is pretty close. I think I basically have a break-even defend. If you're not playing a small blind flatting strategy, I think it's just going to be a pure fold. And I can call one more time on the flop. This is a decent card for me to do some leading. My hand's okay to do it with. And now on the river, I think I only want to be betting hearts hands, so I'll just be checking this and giving up. And we face a bet. I'm gonna fold and end the video here. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next week.